You know, I feel a little bad about holding this yard sale during a blizzard, but not that bad. After all, if they did not want to brave a snowstorm, they did not have to come out. Oh, yikes. Hi kids, welcome to my Build Newcrest Legacy Challenge Empty World variation in The Sims 4. A take on the original challenge with a little bit of a twist. The entire Sims world is going through an apocalypse, and it is up to just one family to rebuild all of society from the ground up. Okay, we are returning to the Plot Taker household where our legacy founder, Angel Plot Taker, is mourning his wife, Penny Pizzazz, who passed away in the last video from old age. In the kitchen are his 3 daughters that he had with Penny. They're all young adults. The eldest is Beth Plot Taker, who is our heir apparent for Generation 2. And then we have the twins, Betsy Plot Taker, who is the one in the hat, and Bonnie Plot Taker, who is grabbing a little bit of food. Angel is trying to spend a little time reminiscing with his daughters about their mom, and in turn, they're going to do their best to console Angel about his wife. And lastly, waltzing outside in the snow dressed only in her pajamas is Angel's youngest daughter, Bee Plot Taker, who was born after Angel got abducted and then impregnated by aliens. So yeah, that's just a human disguise that she's wearing. Beth has been composing some music on this child-sized violin, and she's going to continue writing this piece. Betsy's fiance, Dorothy Delgado, has come over to the house. Since we just got engaged, we're gonna talk about marriage. Rolling on the floor, laughing. Bonnie is dolling? Okay, I think that this is a typo. I think they meant doling. Bonnie is doling out the sass and feels invincible. Would it be safe to say that she likes comedy? Heck yes, let's go. Oh no, Beth's old crush is swooning over her. This is Alexis Flex, who is unfortunately still a teenager, as you can tell by the fact that he is still wearing his scouting outfit. Keep working on your composition and just ignore him, Beth. We don't need you going to apocalyptic jail. Oh no, it looks like Alexis is leaving, but coming in the other direction is another one of Beth's former crushes, Nash Vita, who is also still a teenager. And he is swooning too. Oh my gosh. Well, just like in real life, a teenager having a crush on an adult, young or otherwise, may happen, but it's just never okay for the adult to engage. So Beth will continue to mind her own business here. Angel is still very sad, and his alien daughter Bee is going to try to cheer him up by building a snow pal with him. Oh, also, it looks like Dorothy and Betsy are getting a little intimate in the tent. In the meantime, Bee and Angel finished off their snow pal. It's kind of cute. It has this mohawk and some cool shades. I recently pinned this desire for Bonnie to ask her crush out, and it just so happens that her crush, Iggy Pancakes, is walking past the house right now. So she's first gonna ask him to hang out and make a few jokes, have a good time. We're gonna ask Iggy to become our best friend. Yeah, so I was clicking around the pie menu and I realized that the console for death option was available for Iggy, so one of his parents must have passed away. He's running over so Bonnie can console him. Iggy Pancakes wants to take things to the next level. Will Bonnie be his girlfriend? Of course. Now, the timing is a little concerning. Like, Bonnie, of course, just lost her mom, and I'm assuming one of Iggy's parents passed away recently as well. Entering into a relationship because you're looking for some emotional consoling after experiencing death in your life isn't exactly healthy, but, you know, I guess they're sort of trauma bonded now, so they're having a cute little snowball fight now. This is probably a decent physical activity to distract them from all the death that they've experienced. And it's kind of an adorable bonding moment too. All of his daughters have gone to sleep, but it is just past midnight and Angel is awake. He is still very sad and is now crying it out in the shower. Man, it's that old trope of, you know, crying in the shower is kind of like crying in the rain. Can anyone tell you actually cried? By the way, I am very pro crying out your feels whenever you feel like it. Angel went to sleep and then woke up in the morning. He is gathering bees to fertilize the plants in hopes of getting a few more plants to perfect quality. Oh my gosh, it is almost Bee's birthday. The time is really flying. Our alien child is close to becoming an alien teenager. Looks like it'll happen in about 2 days. In the meantime, Bee is weeding the garden while Angel harvests the plants. Beth is joining in on the harvesting as well. Not much else left to do during a snowstorm, so Beth is holding a yard sale. Of course, that means that I am kind of forcing these people to brave the elements to shop here. This Sim's name is Miss Merriweather. Too bad the weather isn't merry, am I right, miss? I feel a little bad about holding this yard sale during a blizzard, but not that bad. After all, if they did not want to brave a snowstorm, they did not have to come out. Oh, yikes. Hi there, come on, buy some frogs, collectibles, and our entire family's undone childhood homework workbooks. Hello, do you happen to sell any warm hats, scarves, or gloves? Maybe a heat source of some kind? Anything that'll keep me warm during this snowstorm? You might be able to burn the homework for fuel. Sold. Here's 2 simoleons. Looks like Angel is warning Bee not to make a mess and is asking her to clean it up. But on the bright side, he's finally not sad anymore and is actually feeling very inspired. And it looks like it's mostly because he's guiding a child and is feeling good about being close to his family. That's so sweet. At some point, Betsy's fiance came over and apparently they've been having a great time because she is hysterical. Well, Beth needs to use the restroom and Dorothy's leaving anyway, so Betsy's gonna man the yard sale and try to calm the heck down in the meantime. Girl, please don't die. Bee is coming over to chat with Betsy, whose mood has finally changed from hysterical to very happy. It is now Friday morning and Angel is up early. Pot Pie is thinking of leaving soon due to inadequate care. However, Pot Pie will stay if the household can provide food, cleaning, and attention. Oh, heck to the no, we cannot have unhappy chickens on our hands. Okay, well, the chicken coop is clean, so that is not the problem. Oh my gosh, it looks like Popeye is already an older and she is clean and content but is unhappy and starving, which we just can't have. Bonnie's gonna go collect the eggs. She is gonna scatter some feed. She's also gonna tell Popeye some jokes, but is unfortunately terrified about being out so early in the morning that it's still dark. Great. She's gonna love on Pot Pie, and maybe that will make her feel better while making Pot Pie happier. Okay, that actually kind of worked like a charm. She is now energized and has a animal bonding movement from her animal enthusiast trait. Bonnie and Angel are harvesting plants in the garden this morning too, and now Angel and Beth are gonna fertilize the plants. Bee is failing. She should use the weekend to focus on homework. This way, she'll have a shot at not being featured in Land Grab Elementary's infamous olive dropouts. Well, Bee is aging up into a teen, so I don't think that she will be studying over the weekend. In all seriousness, kids, do not skip school. Beth is holding another yard sale and her current customer is Taku Akiyama, who she met for the first time recently, and I clocked him as a potential age-appropriate love interest. So appropriately, we're just gonna chat, just friendly at first, and then Beth is gonna hit him with a pickup line. Okay, not only did he not seem to hate that, but he's in a flirty mood and it's a suggestive conversation. I'm gonna consider that a green light for a little bit more flirting. While we enjoy this, here's a little reminder to please subscribe to my channel. My goal is to have 200 subscribers by the end of the year, and if you're already subscribed, liking the video really helps other people find it, and then maybe once they find it, they can subscribe and help me reach that goal. Angel is walking towards the cow plant who has its cake out, which makes me nervous. Oh, well, how about that? I think this might be Angel's second time getting eaten by a cow plant. He's gonna go take a shower now. Meanwhile, Beth's gonna milk the kale plant that has now stolen one of Angel's emotions. Beth has squeezed out one essence of energy. Oh, B is being neglected. Social services will be called unless you can turn your child's grades around. Yikes. That is one of the most sternly worded warnings we've received so far. But hear me out, because it's already Friday evening. There is no logical way for her grade to improve or get worse until Monday. And she's on schedule to age up on Saturday. So I'm just going to ignore this and hope for the best. Almost everyone in the household is asleep by 10 p.m. It's just little B that's staying up to play doctor in the kitchen by herself. All right, even though Beth was the last one to go to sleep, she's getting out of bed for some reason. So she's changing clothes to go outside. Investigate weird light. No, not her too. This is the third sim in my family that's been abducted by aliens. Oh my gosh. Meanwhile, our actual alien daughter B is just ignoring it all and heading to bed. Unbelievable. Beth has returned from being body snatched. Like father, like daughter, I guess. I tell you, this is some classic Legacy Challenge shenanigans right here. Is it weird that Beth seems a little giddy about her alien adventure? I guess she didn't actually enjoy it because she has an angry moodlet about it. Nothing gets the blood boiling like being poked and prodded on an alien ship. Valid. Beth is still up trying to recover from her alien abduction. Meanwhile, both of her sisters, Betsy and Bonnie, are up at 2 a.m. in the morning. And inexplicably, a teenage vampire just walked in through the front door. Which is weird because vampires are not supposed to be able to enter our household. I disallowed vampires. And why does she have some sort of beauty mask on? Oh, the mask went away. Regardless, she's not even supposed to be here. And Bonnie's frightened about a vampire being in their home. The gall. Colette Vitor broke into my house at 2:30 in the morning to take a relaxing hot bath, and she braved a blizzard in order to do it. The absolute nerve. Bonnie was just trying to use the toilet. Oh my God, I can't even interact with her to get her to leave. And while the adult children are dealing with a vampire, B had a nightmare about being chased by an overly muscular Yamachan. The dream is over, but the image will last a lifetime. Now Colette is going to march into Angel's bedroom to view a painting. All the while, Bonnie is still feeling embarrassed because she saw something she was never meant to see. Luckily, it looks like Colette is leaving now. Taku Akiyama thinks Beth is swell and wants to become best friends. Of course. Okay, well, since Taku has taken the initiative to come over and be Beth's bestie, let's spend some time chatting with him. He's feeling very sad despite pleasant conversation. Oh, and the reason is obvious since console about death option is popping up. We're gonna do that. We've managed to cheer up Taku, so now he's feeling very energized. So we're gonna do a little flirting. And then we're gonna ask Taku to be woohoo partners. Meanwhile, Iggy is visiting Bonnie. Bonnie is gonna try to get over her crush on Iggy, however, because she has a desire to break up with Iggy. We spent all that time trying to get Iggy to go out with Bonnie, but this does make some sense because she's a loner, she has a single and loving it lifestyle, so it definitely doesn't make sense for her to have a boyfriend for too long. Before she does that, however, I kind of want Beth's future children to have some cousins. So I'm thinking that Bonnie can have a little oopsie baby with her first boyfriend while she's young, and then sort of come to the realization that she's not really looking for long-term commitment. They're gonna play a little chess together. Meanwhile, Beth and her new best friend slash woohoo partner, Taku Akiyama, are, how do I say this? They are formalizing their new relationship dynamic, and they're formalizing it in the tent. You know, this moodlet is completely unrelated to what is happening on the screen right now, but it's also kind of appropriate. Oh, well, they're done, but you know what's interesting? They haven't even had their first kiss, which makes sense because they don't necessarily need to have a very deep romantic relationship in order to be woohoo friends, but kind of funny. Popeye is getting on in years. I knew since this morning that Popeye had become an elder, but still, this is kind of rude. Meanwhile, Bonnie and Iggy's date is going relatively well. One thing left for them to do is to have them both be flirty at the same time. So I need to turn this playful mood into something more sensual. Angel came over at exactly the wrong time, and Bonnie's mood shifted from playful to very focused. To get away from Angel, Bonnie is retreating to her bedroom and is inviting Iggy in to hang out. Oh no, Angel is on his way. No third wheeling this time, Angel. Maybe just, take a little nap. Meanwhile, Bonnie is a loner, but she's getting sort of caught up in the moment and is making out with Iggy, knowing full well that she's not really feeling as strongly about him as she used to. I am spamming the romantic interactions between Iggy and Bonnie, and they're still not in a flirty mood. Okay, well, we never did end up getting either of them in a flirty mood, but the date still ended up being a legendary one. The date is over, but Iggy just got into a flirty mood. And the try for baby option came up, which is what I was looking for. To recap the plan, Bonnie has an oopsie baby, becomes a single mom because she'd rather not marry because she has the loner and single and loving it lifestyle. Break out the candles, make it romantic. Bonnie is about to woohoo for the first time. Bonnie has gone to bed, but Iggy is sticking around, cleaning up around the kitchen, which is a big green flag. Most of the family is asleep, but Beth and Bee are still up. Beth is continuing the composition she was working on. Oh, and she finished writing it. Now we need to think up a good name for the song. It was a jaunty song, and I think Beth is gonna maybe draw some inspiration from her recent activities. When the Tent Rocks. Yay! That's another composition done. Okay, taking a look at the calendar, we're already in Sunday and Bee has yet to age up and her birthday isn't even on the calendar anymore. It's kind of concerning. Well, it's already 2:30 in the morning, so I'm gonna have to have Bee go to bed and hopefully she ages up at some point. Oh, great. Bee has developed a fear of the dark because the monster in the bed has visited her again. Love that we get to have one last one before she ages up into a teenager. She's talking to the monster under the bed and is suddenly energized. Hello, my friend. From seeing a monster under the bed, Bee is super excited to hear from her friend, the monster under the bed. Nice. I think we're going to have to end it here with that little win. Tune in next time for more adventures in a post-apocalyptic world where I hope that our little alien child Bee will actually age up into a teenager. And maybe we'll find out whether Bonnie has a child on the way. Thanks so much for watching, kids. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye! I'm currently on this 1-week staycation, which has given me a little time to sort of catch up on personal and home-related tasks. But I'm sprinkling in a couple of fun things in the meantime too. So I cleaned out my closet, I got some paperwork done, I had a game night with some friends, did a midday Costco run, which was not as anxiety inducing as a normal Costco run is. I went to brunch with my friend and we went on a really, really long walk, basically halfway across the city. And today I'm gonna be watching a matinee movie, so I'm sure that'll be fun.